What's going on, everybody?
Hey.
It's Pierre and Kenny one more time. Welcome to Rooted.
We are coming again to do Little Foxes.
Going viral.
And so last week we did Little Foxes For Me. Things that I said to Pierre that bothered me about us. You know, about him and whatnot. And he gave, I said what I said and he said what he heard. Okay? And so this week we are going to do Little Foxes For Him. So he's going to say things that bother him. And I'm just going to defend myself. All right. I want to be really honest about a woman's, well, my perspective. I'm not going to say all women, but mine. And then how they like messed up our communication, our building, our foundation, our growth, our development.
Yeah. All right. So, first thing that my wife did, and this is not in order of importance.
Well, you just said first.
The first topic. The first topic that always got next to me is when my wife disregarded what I had to say. When my feelings and beliefs were chopped liver, it bothered me to no end. Because if you ask me what I think, and I tell you what I think, you'll be looking at me like, it's away with your thoughts, peasant.
That's not.
Away with your thoughts. You don't know what you're talking. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
That's not.
So how you don't know nothing. And then, don't let somebody tell her the exact same thing. And it's like Moses and Jesus standing at the pearly gates saying, "Can you come?" She's like, "Yes, yes." Oh, that's the best idea I've ever heard in my life. Like, where did you get these thoughts and ideas? I'm like, I just said that like yesterday. So, please, defend yourself.
I don't have to defend myself. I'm just going to say what it meant to me. It's not that I disregarded what Pierre said. And he already noticed because I already talked to him about this. It's not that I disregarded what he would say. The thing about Pierre is he used to always be so edited. And so he was very calculated, if you saw the first video. Very calculated in the things that he said. And so it'd be things like, I was like, Pierre, like, do you think I'm gaining weight? No, baby, you look good. Yeah, I was almost 300 pounds. I was almost 300 pounds. I was.
How could you said I was almost 250? But you wouldn't know almost 300.
The point is I was large. And I'd be like, Pierre, do you think I look good? Do I look fat or something?
You did look good. You didn't look fat.
Yeah. Okay. See,
I thought you looked good.
See, okay. And so I don't need what he thinks I want him to say. I need the truth, baby. I mean, I think you look good, but you have gotten a little larger in the past couple of days. And so he wouldn't say that. And so I didn't believe what he was telling me. So he'll say things and I'll be like, let me ask somebody else. They're going to tell the truth. And so if they just second what he say, I'm like, okay, thank you. That's all. I just got a second opinion.
You ain't have nothing to do with no second opinion. And the crazy part is, you ain't like, I showed you what I learned, how I had to change my ways. Still do the same stuff.
Sometimes, yes. What I have learned is
nothing. She's learned nothing. Still doesn't do the best. You just saw it. You just saw the second.
It's not. I don't really disregard what you say. But
is it a revelation on the camera?
I don't disregard what you say.
What you do then?
Now I believe you more.
Look at God working on your heart. Okay.
Now I believe you more. I don't think you just say what I want to hear. Because you used to. Like, Pierre wouldn't talk. He wouldn't say things. And so I'd be like, yeah, Pierre, I want to do this. Okay, cool. And so since he was such a okay, cool type of guy, I never really felt like he was giving me his real, honest opinion or thoughts about things. Now you do. Now you're very honest. Nah, babe, that ain't cool. But that don't look good. And so now I believe him a little bit more. Now that he talks more and it's more open. So he had to get to the point where he started talking more to me. But at first he was just okay, cool, very generic, on the surface type of answers. And I just, I need some more. I need more than that, my love. Give me more.
So, two things.
Okay.
Two things. No.
Next.
Where you going? Two things that we just looked at. One. At no point in time did she learn anything new. It was always because something about me. And like y'all, you can't do that. Like you can't if there's something that your spouse is telling you about, or even not even just your spouse, this person can be like your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or whatever. But if they're expressing this stuff to you, or friend. Yeah, this could even extend beyond just relationships. Like
Friendships.
You can't always find a reason to try to defend what you got going on like it's cool.
This is true.
Like that's the kind of thing that make people not talk. Like this would shut me down from the jump because it's not the fact that I've always been just like this, icebox where my thoughts used to be. It was I'll give you what I thought, but then when you backslap everything I had to say, like I'm saying, okay, I'll pull back. Now I'll pull back some more. Now I'll pull back some more, and then I'm looking at how the response was taken, and so being early married, even now like. Stuff it was just like stepping on a landmine. You just can't say whatever because you already know that's gonna cause World War II. Now she got attitude. Now I gotta walk around here with somebody looking in the back of my head for the next 3 hours. Like it's uncomfortable, and so it puts you in a place when you feel like what you have to say is not valid or not heard, not listened to. That it don't really matter what I gotta say. Like. And it sound like playful at first, but like this stuff extends to like even real serious stuff. Like because if you would disregard me in something as simple as how you feel, you ask me what I think you look like. I think you're beautiful. I don't think you're fat, but because of what you want to hear or what you think, like what I had to say ain't good enough. What I had to say ain't the answer that was. You were looking for was acceptable enough or enough words for you to think it be true, and you took that, ran with it, and made your own issue out of it. And so, yes, you did. And so that's one of them things that was like, since what I have to say is not that important, not that valid, it really don't matter because she feels gonna feel how she feel. Then.
No. Because sometimes I would ask you for confirmation. I already know whether it's. Sometimes I would. Okay, so Pierre and I we used to do this thing. We'll like get dressed for church or get dressed for whatever, and then we'll come out and go, "How does it look? Or what you think about this? What you think about these shoes?" And we both would do it to each other. And sometimes I'll put on something I know didn't match. I know it don't match, and I'll come out like, "Babe, what you think about this?"
Well, what you trying to set me up for?
I'm not setting you up, but that's the point. The point is, you would say what you thought I wanted to hear.
But what if I thought it was actually nice?
No, it don't look nice.
You don't know what I thought.
You know it didn't look nice. I know it.
That's not true. It's
okay, well then,
nice to you.
Well then I can't trust your taste. Okay, so
again, I want y'all go back and look.
I get the point. Look at
the last video, and what you will see is Pierre.
We just on number one.
Humbly over here, accepting the fact that he was wrong. I made some mistakes.
I was wrong.
I saw things the wrong way. Baby girl, I put in that work and I learned.
But do I not regard what you say now?
No, apparently not. You just disregard what I said like 3 times.
In this.
Because you're trying to.
Because I'm talking about the past. I'm talking about currently.
It just depends on what it is.
Okay.
I'm being serious.
I okay.
You ever got to do it like feeding air? Yes.
Fear.
You and that like.
I'm not gonna talk about feeding air.
You don't know nothing.
I don't want to talk about.
You ain't never had no baby.
Because I do the research.
You ain't never. That should have been one of. I research it all.
I research everything. I research okay.
Again,
number 2
does not like to accept. That should have been accept your stuff. You can't be out here trying to defend everything.
I'm not defending it.
So, second thing that was a fox for me is she will always. I always felt that she would take a situation.
Always mean every single time.
Probably every single time, yes.
So always, every single time.
Every single time.
I'm so defensive.
Every single time, she would make a situation much deeper or much more difficult than what it really was. Nothing was like, again, check the last video. I'm pretty, always been a pretty on the level dude. I ain't trying to look too deep on the surface person, whatever you want to call it. I ain't trying to look too deep into everything. Just ain't got that much time. It's too much pressure in your life to try to find what she really meant by that, what they really meant by, like, you ain't got time in your life for all that. Like, every situation ain't that. And so, stuff would happen, or I would say something, or, it just, whatever the case was. And it would be like level 10 every single time. It's like, whoa, hey.
Every time?
Yes, every time. Every single time. And so, that was my next thing.
So I would like to say,
no, we humble now. Oh, we humble now.
Yes, I did do that sometimes, but it wasn't like intentionally every time. Pierre is like a duck. Nothing bothers him. Everything rolls off his back. And so...
That's not true. Still bother me all the time. I don't have to. I don't react to it.
Interruptions are so disrespectful.
No, I'm just telling you facts.
Go ahead, babe. Go ahead, scoop me up. Go ahead, babe.
I ain't cutting you off. I'm just inserting facts in between your lines.
Anyway, and so he would not have a lot to say about things. I, on the other hand, I want you. I'm so passionate. I want you to feel what I'm saying in your toenails. Like I wanted him to know what I meant, how I meant, when I meant it, where I meant it, how I felt when I meant it, what the temperature was, how the weather was, everything. And so I will go, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll walk away, and then an hour later I'll be like, I ain't done talking about it, but I still want to talk about it more. And so, but on a serious note, there was like I am a deep person. I just like talking about stuff. And I was using it to get more out of him. I would make things deeper just to kind of pull him into conversation, pull him into talking more, pull him into like tapping and going deeper. And so that's what I did. Now, on a selfish note, I would say that I was emotionally manipulating those situations in order to get a sense of fulfillment.
That's the first thing. Thank you. I appreciate you finally admitting this after all this time. So, what, about 12 years now we've been together? Finally admitting.
Next.
Having conversations is already hard enough. Like, learning how to communicate and understand each other in communication is hard enough. Like, be honest about what you're thinking and how, like, what you desire and how you feeling in a way. Trying to do it in a way in which the other person can accept it and respect it without feeling attacked or feeling like just beat over the head with all these things. Because when you're doing it and you always bring it to them that way or your way, never want to change, like never wanting to like be different or do something in a more healthy way, like it just make people push back or it make people shut down, and that creates separation and distance, and then that's an even bigger issue on the communication end. And so, like, that stuff, that whenever that would happen to me, it just always made me feel like I didn't know how to fix it because it was so deep that it was like, dude, I really don't know what to do with that. And so, and it was always so emotional or so like so manipulating or confusing a lot of times where it's just like, dude, I'm done. Like I can't even do this. Like whatever you say, cool. I mean, it is what it is.
I can get that. And sometimes I just wanted attention from you.
Yeah. Like
I would bring up topics. Like if I felt like I didn't get enough attention today or this week, I'll think of something for us to talk about. Or even if I couldn't think of something to talk about, if it was something that we did talk about, I like milk it, like drain it. To get like emotion to feel something. So yeah, that is quite manipulative.
Progress. First time ever admitted it. Y'all heard it first live. First time I heard it too. So
I'm not a horrible wife.
Yeah, I didn't say you're a horrible wife.
Okay.
See what I'm talking about?
Oh, I just did it.
Just did it again. See? Man, God is good because he be exposing the stuff on tap. It be on.
I didn't mean to do it.
I know it be on tap because it's there. It's there.
Number
and then too, and then it's another crazy thing. We 16 minutes into this video. and we on number 3. I was apologizing for 45 minutes when we made it number 3. All these things I've been practicing, I've been learning. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna break this down, how to spit it, 45 minutes, number 3.
I will say this though about number 2. About number 2, I will say this. Okay, which is making the situation deeper than what it really is. I think that women, a lot of times, we are naturally emotional. Most are. Not all women are, but a lot of women are naturally emotional. Naturally, we just have this emotions on tap type of thing. And our husbands, they respond to that in a lot of situations. And so...
It's a trigger. It's when y'all emotional, we want to try to fix it. You know?
Yeah. And sometimes we don't like to say, man, I want you to come over here and love on me. Like, I want you to come hug me. I want you to talk to me. Put your phone down. Like... I want you to spend time with me. I want you to just, even if we don't have anything to talk about, I want you to just do things because we don't want to ask for it. We don't want to appear too vulnerable. We don't want to look weak. And then a part of us wants you to just do it on your own without us having to say something. And so as a woman, and this is not like because you do this, I do this, but as you learn to get what you want. How to manipulate the situation. And so in doing that, if I gotta make the situation harder, I will. Which in your brain and how you work doesn't work well for you because you're a fixer. And so if I'm taking something too deep unnecessarily, I'm really abusing like the gift. You know what I mean? Like taking advantage of the gift when I don't really, you know what I mean? Like just kind of wearing it out unnecessarily. And I definitely did that. And it's just not healthy. And it's not very mature.
That's good. Y'all know.
Please stop.
So much vindication.
Please stop.
I'm not beating you. I'm just saying. I'm happy. This first time I'm hearing a lot of this stuff. So much vindication. I appreciate your insight. This is good. All right. So number 3. This is actually probably one of my top 5s in reality.
I have nothing to say about this one already.
I'm sure you know. You can definitely go into like family history on this joint. Shots fired. But being overly nitpicky or trying to control every single situation.
Always.
That's the facts. Trying to being nitpicky or trying to control every situation. If it did not go how you wanted to go, if it did not look the way you wanted to look, or happen in the moment that you wanted to happen in, that joint was a problem. Pierre, can you go cut the light off? Yeah, cool. Oh, in my head, let me pick up this piece of paper towel on the floor before I turn the light off. Oh, so you just take your time with it. Like, what?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, no, you'd be like... I do it myself then. It's like, hey, I was here to do it right there. You know that's true.
Okay, that is true.
But I won't say before you go, because I ain't gonna talk no more on this for right now. I'm trying to hold it all in. It's the first time I'm getting the Litte stuff out.
Stop saying it.
Being overly controlling will drive. As a man, will drive that dude to levels of anger and frustration beyond any belief, because it makes you feel so belittled. It makes you feel like if you ask me to do it, you must don't trust it, either trust the fact that I'm gonna do it, and if you say, well, I know in the past, in history, you have, like, I ask you to do something, you don't do it, or I'll be looking for you to do this. And that's cool, I understand. Like, I understand that. But, like, it takes time to learn and kind of get to a good balance. And so, I don't try to hold things against you or keep bringing up the fact that when you did something wrong, when I wanted you to do it a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And so, you just can't be that controlled. Like, everything... more than one way to skin a cat. Like, I'm gonna teach, if we both trying to teach Aaron how to ride a bike, I might teach her one way and you might teach her another way. It's not that my way is wrong. It's just not your way, you know. So, but trying to make somebody feel like like what they do is wrong because it does not look like how you want it to look, you're gonna get the pushback season every single time on that. Like,
that's true.
Especially after extended periods of time, because it's just gonna be like shots fired. Like, hey, don't tell me what to do. I do how I want to do. Get out of my face, like instant. So.
Or even like silence and not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like that's the other pushback that that is done.
True.
And so I am controlling. Quite. How I was raised. My grandmother's controlling. My mother's controlling, and I despised it growing up, and then I now do it. Not proud of it. I definitely need to learn, and I'm trying to learn how to release control, because I'm learning that feeling that I need to control everything says that I don't trust you. Like says that I don't trust you to take care of things. And so sometimes I literally feel like I'm biting my tongue and holding myself in my seat. And it's something I'm yet working on, if I'm honest, like trying to just release control. And even with having Aaron, that has taught me, like, dude, Ken, you are not her only parent. Like, she has a mom and a dad. And just like you feel like you have the right to have a voice in things that are done to her and how it's done, he has that same equal right. And so, like, putting things in their perspective, and not even just with having a child, but in a marriage. I want things to go a certain way. I expect certain things from my husband. He expects certain things from me. And so, as gentle as he is with me, and as loving and patient as he is with me, I should be the same way with him. And there's a huge difference between being controlling and caring. Because even in my caring, because a lot of my being controlling has a root or a core of just caring so hard. And so I want things to look a certain way. I want things to be a certain way. I want him to take care of himself. I want Erin to have the best. I want her to be taken care of. I want my house to look a certain way. All these things. And so because I want all of these things and I care so much, I feel like I have to control everything to make sure it happens. And so that's when something really, really nice and beautiful gets turned into something aggressive and abusive. And so,
it be the delivery.
It's definitely delivery, the tone, how it's given, how I say it, how I show it. I agree. And so, I'm working on it. I think I am. Maybe I'm looking for him to say something about me working on it. But you don't have to. Because guess what, baby? We go next video, whenever.
I see. It's okay.
I was trying to control you right there and make you say.
Yeah, see that? I'm telling y'all, God be working it out. You don't even have to. You know, the scriptures say that God will be your vindicator. Hey, you don't even have to fight the battle. The battle's not yours. It's the Lord. It's so. Hey, I'm just saying. Just saying, man. Just saying. All right, so number 4, burden dumping, and burden BURDN dumping. As my wife's husband, there's things I felt I got her on. I'm gonna make sure she's taken care of. I'm gonna make sure to be at her side and defend her for certain things. But there were a lot of things, and there's a lot of situations where it would be something that she would need to take care of, or a problem that she didn't really want to face, or she doesn't want to deal with it. And so she would just give it to me, drop it off, and just like walk away. And this would happen like so many times. It put me in so many uncomfortable, compromising situations. And I am a husband, like I am a man, and I'm, there to take care of her and defend her, but there are things that she just had to do. And even as like, I remember we were early married, we had first bought our house. What?
I don't know what you're gonna share.
I know, it's okay. It's a simple thing.
Okay.
But like, if she was talking to somebody on the phone and they were talking about something that she didn't really feel like continue to deal with, she would literally say, Pierre, come here. And she would like give me the phone. Like, I don't know what they talking about. I don't know who on the phone. I don't know what's going on. And so, I'm like, dude, like, well, hello? Like, what's going on? And then you don't want to, put your wife out like, well, she just gave me the phone. I don't really know what the deal is. Like, I don't know. Like, what? I really have no real purpose for talking to you right now. But I have to just stand here and hear whatever you're saying, or try to some kind of way figure out how to make this thing better, because she just was tired of dealing with it. And it would be so many things like this. Like, you have your own things you gotta face, and even though you are one, there are beds you had that you made dirty, you gotta clean up. There are skeletons in the closet you have to take out, and like a lot of stuff you have to learn how to do that kind of thing, or you have to be there to do it on your own. Like, your spouse can support you, and if you talk or having that communication with them about that, and it's something like healthy that they can support you in, like, that should be your biggest cheerleader. They should be there for you the whole step of the way, which wasn't an issue. It just was, don't just throw the problem in my lap, like, no backdrop, no nothing, and then expect me to solve it, and then get mad if I like have pushback. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't feel like that's my place. Well, like, that was crazy to me. So, burdened up, yeah.
Yes, I did. That comes from when we first got married. I had all of my ideas about a husband and being married weren't exactly right. And so I always thought that whenever there was something, my husband got this. Like, he's the head of this family, I just give it to him. I don't want to deal with it. And so whether it was like relationships or things that I felt very strongly about, I would be confrontational in private to him, and then want him to go out and take care of it, no matter what it was or who it was with. Whether it was my food was wrong, whether it was, it was everything. I just wanted him to be my voice. And so I just didn't want to deal with things. And I didn't want him to deal with things before we got married. It just, I used the excuse of me being married to give it to somebody that I felt like I could use. Hey, we married, to make him or force him to deal with it. Very selfish, very wrong. Because y'all are a team. Now, there are things in certain situations that he does need to handle and take care of. There are things that I should handle as a wife. Don't you think? Like, I should take care of them. Or even personal things that I have going on. I need to know how to, or be able to take care of them in a healthy way. And communication was definitely lacking. And talking about whatever the issue was. And even if I didn't feel comfortable talking to him and be like, babe, I know I should handle this. I don't feel comfortable. And that's either the opportunity for him to encourage me to be able to do that, or be like, nah, babe, like,
or give me the option to.
Yes, instead of just, I would literally dump it in front of him and rolling, like, for the high heavens, and just hide behind him. And so, yeah, that caused a lot of issues.
It did. Me and other people, like me and her, because it was, I'm of a mind that's just like, I need to understand stuff. I just can't do something without understanding. And so that was a big one for me. That was a hard one. Caused a lot of friction. A whole lot of friction.
Oh, absolutely.
A whole lot of friction.
It definitely did. It'd be, man, it was everything. I definitely. And then I manipulate the situation. Like, I dump it in front of him, and then if he didn't want to deal with it, I'd be like, so you just gonna make me, like, you just gonna put, like, I can't deal, like, just control, manipulate, guilt trip, just because I don't feel like dealing with it. And so, wives, girls, women, ladies, don't do that to your man. Empower him. Like, you are his covering. You are his helpmeet. You are there to pray over him and protect him in your prayer stance. And throwing him out there or pushing him out there and sitting back and like letting him take the shots, that's just not what God has called for you to be in a marriage. Absolutely not. And so you wouldn't even have to wonder why there's friction or why there's why he's resenting you or any issues that come about. You're not saying that what you do make him do certain things, but it definitely will leave the opportunity for it to happen. And oh man, I don't even like to say my love.
Well, just in response to what you were saying just then, like, not, and I'm a dude, and I'm not like saying like all men are like amazing. I haven't been. Like, I've made tons of mistakes and errors. Like, and you learn and you grow, you know, and that should be the biggest thing from your man, is that, or your the man in your life, is that even if they making a mistake, even if they doing stuff that's not quite like fine-tuned with how you would like it to be. I ain't talking about crazy stuff like they out here just like cheating on you and stuff like that, but like, you know, small things like they don't do stuff, you know, ways exactly like you like it. Like, give space and time for that that grace, because most dudes that I know that made decisions to marry a woman will like get shot literally and emotionally for her every day. Like, they'll jump out there and they'll take them shots, and the one thing that you don't want to do is to be one of the people that's shooting your man, because he already gonna get shot enough in the course of the day, in the course of the week. The shots don't need to be coming from the house too, you know, because that's a harder one to take than outside people, you know, taking shots, you know, because
enough shots going in.
Yeah, because that's, you know, home's supposed to be the fallback. Like, that's supposed to be the place where you can come recover and dress your wounds. And if you can, you know, you getting shot out there in these streets, and then you come home and get shot too, like, you're gonna bleed out. You're gonna get tired of being shot. You know what I mean? Yes. And so I know a lot of people have made some real, like, wrong or negative or harsh decisions, you know, like to end relationships, or like, you know, mistreat the woman for a stint in time, or even look for some healing and other things, like, because there's been some stuff that's been, you know, they got shot at home, you know. And some dudes just trash. They just out here looking for whatever they can find, you know, and using the excuses. But most guys I know, they really out here trying to like love you to the best of their ability. And so I'll save my other statement till the end.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be the finale, because I'm trying to help folks peep the game.
What's the game?
Okay. You sure you want me to hit you on talk about this now?
Well, you do. You be here. Maybe it's your show.
So it ain't my show now, because you're supposed to be the one talking.
First of all, you lean all the way.
Because I don't get the chance to say this stuff.
So that's what I'm saying. It's you just do your thing. I'm just here to, you know.
Oh, man, you know. Anyway, so my wife, beautiful as she is, she used a word today that is probably one of the most dangerous words or dangerous weapons in her arsenal, and that was manipulation. Now, she took, you know, last video she talked about me not paying attention. I'm a summarizer sometimes. I don't listen to all the facts, you know. I just kind of piece together, make something, you know. Okay. But I peeped game. Probably about 2-3 years in, she would slide things into her rants about what she was feeling about me that she never said. She would say a statement that was untrue in between things that was true. And so now you feel like you got like 19 things stacked against you that you did wrong. And so, I mean, I used to be feeling like trash. I'm like, man, I can't believe I did all this and all this. And one day we were talking, and she was mad about something, and she made a statement, and almost broke my neck. I said, girl, you lying. I ain't lying. I said, you never said that before. Yes, I did say that. And then immediately she changed the subject, try to bring up some other stuff. And then I was like, oh, this black individual. Did I call her N-word probably? She be out here stacking the deck on the kid. Trying to make it seem like your boy out here just committing all these atrocities against her. And be lying. And I started calling that junk out, and she would be pissed. And she stopped making up stuff. Like, she would be saying stuff that's not true all the time. And because I didn't remember, like at first I was just like, nah, well, I guess I probably did. I'm sorry, baby, my bad. But then I had helped me to start paying attention. And that's not.
That was the point.
That wasn't the point. No,
I did that.
No, that was not the point. The point you just
trying to help him.
You're not trying to help me. You're trying to help yourself.
The moral of the story is,
don't manipulate.
If you was paying attention in the beginning, I would have never got away with it.
No, you just was a get over type of individual. But yeah, man, I hear the line, straight line on me. Like, I'm like, dude, I know that don't even sound like nothing I would even say it. Like, but I might have said it because I guess, I ain't remember, I wasn't paying that much attention. But started paying attention. Like, oh, nah, fam. You out here lying on.
Change when you start paying attention.
You out here lying on the kid. Alright. Last one. This is probably in my top 3. What was the one? There was another one, and this was probably in my top 3. But when my wife was mad or frustrated or upset or she wanted to get her way or whatever, she would cut deep. I'm talking about cut me deep, man. And it just be the word, like the stuff she would say. And she knew I cared. And she knew that I was out here trying to do the best I could. But she would be telling me stuff like I wasn't doing stuff. I wasn't she would never say I was no good. But she'll just, everything that I was trying to do or trying to work toward wasn't good enough. And then she'll hit me with the funky attitude. She just changed the whole vibe of the day. Like we could be having a good day, come home smiling, change the whole atmosphere. Now I gotta walk around on eggshells. I don't know. I'm finna go outside to get some break from this, cause like it just was hard. And at first, like I took that on so heavy, and like I used to be so like kind of depressed about things. It was like, man, like why am I like doing all this so wrong? Like, am I really like mistreating her to the level that she's expressing to me that I mistreating? Like, have I done stuff that bad to her to make her feel the level of feelings that she's telling me that she's feeling? And like I couldn't rationalize it. Like it was like, dude, I have not done anything to her to make her feel this way. Like I hadn't cheated. And there are more things that me and should provide than just not cheating or whatever. But I don't mess around I ain't out here hollering at other chicks. I ain't out here spending money on random stuff. Like I'm trying my best to take care of the house and manage our money and like treat her like a queen, like the whole line. Like set up a vision for the future, and in the way I thought that should look. But I knew for a fact I wasn't doing anything to her that would push her so far or push her away. Yeah, intentionally, like to hurt her so bad as to where I would get responded to the level that she was responding to me about how she felt about stuff. So, what was going on?
Well, I will say, yes, I did. Definitely. I was not physically abusive to Pierre. I never been a fighter. I never been a person like to put my hands on people. So I learned to be crafty with my words. I learned to cut deep with my words verbally. just learned it being younger. And so coming into the marriage, I was very much so in my flesh, especially when we got into situations like this, where I wanted him to feel my hurt. And so because I wasn't physically abusive, I would be verbally abusive, very immature. But there was hurt behind it. And his perspective was that he was doing everything he felt like he needed to do as my husband. He was taking care of me. He was loving on me. He was doing all of that. And what he was putting out and doing didn't equate to when we, because I wasn't just walking around like, you old dirty so-and-so.
Yeah.
It was just when we got into these heated moments or moments, you know,
when things wasn't going the way
when things went, this wasn't an every day,
Yeah.
every hour. He walking around, I'm verbally abusing him.
Mm-hmm.
But when things would happen, I definitely would lash out with my tongue. But one thing he said was that I know that I wasn't doing all this stuff to deserve it. No, he wasn't. He didn't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely was hurt. He wasn't putting his hand on me. He wasn't cheating on me. But there was some emotional hurt that was happening. Like I said in the previous video, with me not feeling like his wife, like with me not feeling high on his priority list, with me not feeling love, with me not feeling like I felt like I should be feeling in our marriage. I didn't feel considered. I didn't feel like a helpmeet. I didn't feel like he valued me.
Yeah.
And so because I was so hurt and I was telling him I was hurt and I didn't feel like he was fixing it, I wanted him to hurt too. And so I wanted to hurt him with my words, and I knew how to hurt Pierre. I knew what was a below the belt hit for him. I knew how to make him hurt. And then, but I will say, even in my flesh, even in my doing it, whenever I would see his face change and his demeanor change to where I knew I hurt him, I instantly would feel regret, or I instantly would feel just remorseful and just like, dang. But it never stopped me from continuing to do that every time we got in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what ended up happening was, instead of us being mature, and I say us because both of us,
we both played a part in that.
Yeah, we definitely both did.
Played a part.
But instead of us being mature and knowing how to healthily communicate, we just created a pattern in our marriage, where he would just silently be trying to do stuff. I didn't acknowledge what he was trying to do.
Right.
It wasn't what I thought it should look like or what I thought it should be. And so because it didn't look like I wanted it to, and me being controlling, I would dig with my hurtful words. And then he'll go be hurt and then come back and try again. And so we just never were on the same page.
I mean, I wouldn't talk about it. Like, I'll just be hurt and just be hurt, you know.
And a lot of times I wouldn't know he would be hurt, because I didn't always see his demeanor change. I wouldn't always see his face. Sometimes we'll be on the phone or texting. Excuse me, you know how texts go. Like, you need to talk face to face. And so, as much as I didn't feel like as a husband, he was doing, like we talked about in the last video, he was doing his part to make sure I felt like his wife and felt important. I, as a wife, did not take care of my husband's heart. I, as a wife, did not make sure that when he came home every day, it was a safe place. That when he came to me, it was a place of rest and peace. I did not do that. And so, and God commands that we do that as wives. He calls us to do that, to make sure that this place right here, this place where that man comes, is a place of peace and rest. Like, that's what we're supposed to do, prepare this place for our husband. And it's a great honor to do that, and I did not do that. And so because this place wasn't ready, we had turmoil, and we had conflict, and it was dead grass everywhere. It just was no flowers, no fruit, because I didn't tend to the garden like I was supposed to as a wife. And so that didn't help him in the situation or build him up or even make him feel whatever the word is I can't think of, as my husband in our
empowered.
Empowered.
Yeah.
As my husband. And so when you don't build each other up, when you don't pour into each other and speak life and speak words and pray over and cover and do all those things, even in the face of just like when you don't do those things, man, those foxes tear that vine up so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And when they tear that vine up, man, the enemy just come in, boom, infidelity. Boom. She finna be drunk all night. She ain't coming home. Boom.
Yeah. Randomly spending money.
Now your finances looking crazy. Boom. Oops. One of the cars broke down. Boom. Now y'all got a carpool and don't like each other. Boom. Like,
listen, man, hey, carpooling when you got an attitude with each other is.
Did we have to carpool in when we lived in Delta? Oh,
No.
that wasn't a good situation. I mean,
It
well, that's a
wouldn't
good example,
That
but
would have been good. We carpool now, though. Like,
it's different now.
it's cool most times. Most days it's cool.
Most of it's cool.
Yeah.
But you know, like seriously. And so those little foxes build up to bigger things. And so then when you do those bigger things, you feel validated. Like you feel like, well, yeah, I am gonna go out here and cheat on him because he don't value me. Like you feel validated in your reasonings to step out on your marriage or even to find fulfillment outside of your marriage in whatever their way is, to indulge in alcoholic beverages, to feel numb, or to just get a divorce. Whether you want somebody else or not. I'm just sick of this mess. I'm gonna take all the money and I'm gonna buy me a yacht.
Y'all brothers out here rich. Y'all can afford yachts. Hey,
I'm just saying.
buy a yacht, buy Hot Wheels.
Be like Bernadette and burn the clothes up. No, Bernadette. Wait until. And so.
breath motion.
But yeah.
And in perspective is big.
But yeah, that was wrong.
Yeah, perspective
is wrong.
Perspective is big. Like we're not talking about, when you're talking about like preparing a place for your husband to be safe, and husband, one of our big tasks, given by God, is to make sure that we have a place prepared for our wives to come exist and to make safe, But it's not like a roles thing only. Like, I do a lot of cooking at the house. Like it ain't about watching like women, washing clothes, staying like if we in a situation where we can manage and my wife stay at home, cool. But if it was a different situation and it's a season of life where I gotta stay at home, then that's cool too. Like like it's building teams. It's not like that's not the preparing the home in that aspect.
That's not what I mean.
Yeah, but just how God made men and women, like, and you can believe what you want to, but if you test it out, I promise you it'd be true. How your wife is doing or how your wife feels will determine the temperature of your house.
Thanks.
Like if your wife is happy or she's in a pleasant place, the spiritual vibe or the happiness in your house is gonna be pleasant. If she in a negative place, like you feel it all through the house. Like I can be mad, but it don't affect the vibe of the house. It just affect me for the most part, unless I'm like, and I ain't out here like breaking and tearing up stuff. Like, if you like out here destroying your house, then that's different. But if your wife's like off, it's like spirits, like her vibe ain't on,
spirit of the
like
house will be on.
The whole house vibe is just different, And so this is something you have to just work on together as a couple. Like,
and that's what I mean by
yeah.
making sure it's a safe place, making sure your spirit is right, making sure when he comes in, he feels the presence of the Lord.
Exactly. And so again, that's 5 little foxes for him. Brothers, be encouraged. Prayer, hard work, sweat, tears. It gets better. God is faithful. He'll keep you. Okay. He'll keep you. Stay faithful. Do everything that you can not to notice the foxes and destroy them, or just allow them to cause you to change how you do things or how you move or handle your wife. Continue to treat her respect. Treat her like the queen she is. And work on you. That's the best thing you can do. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Have a blessed day, blessed night whenever you're watching this. Till next time, we'll holler.
First of all, Pierre always like he got to end the video.
No,
he just gave this whole thing was like Foxes for Him. Meaning that these are things that I have said that make you feel a certain way. And so you just gave me the whole thing. But they ain't the ones right now. This is for me. I'm supposed to end the ladies with a note.
Okay, end it with a note then. I'm sorry.
I always talk, and Pierre talk so much. Ladies, listen to me. Them 5 things that Pierre just mentioned were true. I'm sure you've done at least 3 of them. Be honest, it's okay. That's not even the point. The point is, work on it. If you know you've done these things, I'm telling you, from me to you, it is creating conflict in your marriage, in your home. Your children see it, your family see it, your husband see it. It is affecting y'all's walk and your progress. Surrender it, give it before the Lord, ask Him to help you. Don't even worry about whatever it is that you feel that gives you the right to do whatever those things are. Ask God to help you with it. No matter what your husband does, whether he changes it or not, ask God to help you to love your husband the way He loves him, to treat him the way He desires you as His wife to treat His son, your husband, and work on it. Put your pride to the side. Knock the ego out the lane. Drop the manipulative ways. I know we've done it for a long time. But when you get married, you drop all that crap off at the altar and let it go. Y'all walk away and be fine. So, work on it. Give it to God. Stay prayed up.
You're not cool.